Yeah, sure. Okay.
Ma'am, you are live now. You may
We are live
start.
now.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madhupriya. So let's start with the session. A very good evening to you all, dear learners. Some of us are meeting us again in the day. In today's tenure, we are meeting again. That's wonderful. So let's start with the basics of data structure. Like today, I'm going to orient you about how to use the virtual labs. Although you are second semester students, you're second semester learners, you've already done your virtual lab exercises in the first semester for C programming. But again, we will start from the scratch in the second semester also. So today I'll be telling you that how do you have to code your data structure programs, and how do you have to kind of go ahead with your IAs and your user based inputs and all that. Okay, so this is what is the whole exercise about today. I am waiting for a few more learners to join, and then we are good to go. Yes, Ajay, good evening, welcome back to you too. A few more learners and then we are good to go. Okay. So let's start with the basic first, right? I'll just reshare my screen because now I'll be sharing my screen of virtual programming lab. Okay. So can you see my virtual lab screen being shared with you all? Right? Yeah. So, what I'm trying to discuss today is that how do you have to go ahead with your IA? How do you have to start practicing your programs in C++ so that when you are appearing for your practical exam or whenever you are going for a real code, you don't falter any day. Okay. One practice that we all should follow is start writing your code by your own self. See, you might say that even you are giving the code from the LMS, or even you are giving the code from, or why should I code when ChatGPT is there? These are all some of the very common scapegoats that we take in use. Okay, but my piece of advice to you all is we have all these technologies. We have Google to help us. We have ChatGPT to help us and everything. But we should be intellectual enough to use these things. You know, we should have our own set of skills which are good enough to handle all this. That's because if you don't know coding, you will never ever come to know that where is that particular glitch coming on. Chat gpt will give you the just code snippets. It will not give you a good whenever you are building a program, it will not give you a whole set of programs and everything which is running smoothly. No, it can give you snippets, and those snippets you need to fit in within your code. But if you know your programming well, you will always be in a position to streamline the process. You will always be in a process to understand where is that particular glitch coming, what is it that the software requires, and what is it that we are missing in our own code. So for that reason, I always give this piece of advice to all my learners, that you start practicing your own code. You have n number of things across you, which are there to help you. But still, if you know your code well, you will always be in a better position. Otherwise, why will anyone hire you? They'll hire ChatGPT or any other generative AI for that matter. So if I'm running a company, I want to open a company, I should know my job well. If I'm going for a job, if I'm appearing for an interview and I want that particular company to hire me, I should know my job well. And in computer science, programming is a very, very integral part, right? We all agree to it. We all know that how important programming is. So just for the practice sake, keep on practicing, keep on writing your own codes. Even though Google is giving you prompts, we have tools which are telling us that this is the line number where you are wrong, this is the line number where you should write so and so code. We have all the tools. Use them, but apply your own logic. That's a wonderful way to learn programming. Okay. Chalo. So let's start again. Sound is very low. I think I'm clearly audible. Is it? Is my sound a little low? No, I think. Okay. For rest, it's okay. Bibu Mukherjee, you kind of see if you can increase the volume at your end. Okay. So with this piece of advice that you will write your own codes, as your educator, I would always suggest you that write your own piece of code so that you have your strong foundations, and the whole universe is there to help you. I mean, you have all the AI tools, you have all the other tools to help you out, but you should know your job well, and then nothing can stop you from coming out from all the hurdles that life has to offer, right? Chalo. Anyways, this is how our interface of the virtual lab looks like. Okay, so I have released a demo exercise for your practice purposes. It has got 3 programs, and I'll just show you how to, kind of understand the program and how to go ahead with it. So, see, the question here is these are not the basic, these are not the types of programs that you will get in your IA. They will be a little more advanced, but this is a basic program that I have written for your explanation purposes. So like suppose the program is write a program in C++ to print 5 array values. Now, when I am saying print 5 array values, it can be possible that these 5 array values you can give in the main program, and it may be possible that you ask from a custom input. You can ask from a console input. So it can be anyways. Sometimes you can have an hardbound input, but sometimes you might go for a variable input. I'll be also giving you an example of both of them. Okay, chalo. So what you will do is whenever you will have this, you will have a file of main.cpp. In main.cpp, you will start writing your code. So like here, I have written the code int main int numbers is an array that I've taken of 5 elements. That's because the question says 5 array values. So the size of the array will be 5 and 7, 5, 6, 12, 35. These will be some of the values that the array will have. Now I have printed a cout statement. The numbers are, and then in this for int n to numbers, cout the value of n. And then the numbers are for I is equals to 0, I less than 5, I plus I. I'm printing each and every number, and then there is a space in between. So when I run this code, this is how this code behaves. Output, the numbers are 7, 5, 6, 12, 35, 7, 5. Why is it coming twice? Because here also I have given the for loop to print the numbers, and here also I have given the for loop to print the numbers. These are 2 ways in which we can execute the for loop. But there is one thing that you always need to remember. While giving the output in this virtual lab, there is a limitation that your test cases, see, this is non-evaluative, so there is no problem in it. But there are programs which are evaluative. There are programs which will have test cases and they will be auto-evaluated. So I always suggest that you avoid giving this text output, that is the numbers are and then the colon. Please avoid giving such statements. Just write the numerical value. Okay. So I should rather have made this as a comment. And anyways, I will make this as a comment because these are the 2 ways which are doing the same thing. So I'll make this also as comment like this. Okay. Whenever you are giving the output, you should only give the cout statement and the number. It is always advisable, don't give text outputs. Don't give string-based outputs. Okay, now I'll again compile and run this program. So now the output is 7, 5, 6, 12 and 35. Now the output will be correct. This will be considered as correct. Not that the previous output was wrong. No, it was absolutely right. But um, oh, Shivam, you want me to explain this code? See, this is normal C++ construct. This is an operator to output the value. Cout and cin are the statements which are used to take an input from the user. So cout is used to print something on the screen. Cin is used to take some inputs from the user. You must have started learning object-oriented programming using C++ as well, parallelly, right? In your same second semester only, you have another paper that is talking about object-oriented programming using C++. So I think, and I assume that you've started learning the programming there. Because in data structures, what we will be focusing majorly on is that we'll be learning the algorithms in our theory session and we will be coding them into C++ program in our practical sessions. Okay. But anyways, good that you raised out this question. I will explain the program also to you. So what do we do here is, I'll just delete this. Yeah. So we'll start with the main function. Then in the C programming language also we declare an array like this in numbers 5, 7, 5, 6, 12, 35. Then I'm saying that don't print the string output. So I'll delete this. And then we'll start with a for loop. For int n till numbers. You can write the for loop in this manner or you can write the for loop in this manner. Both of them are correct. So that means you're running from n is equals to 0 to numbers and you are printing the value. So to print the value, you give the cout statement. Then this is your output operator. Greater than sign is given and then n, that is the variable value is being outputted. You can give it like this or you can also give it like this. That is cout numbers and I. So whatever is the value which is stored in number array, that will be printed here. Okay. I hope now it is clear to you. Only symbols, ma'am. Previous one is also right, but the test case may fail. Yes. The previous one is also correct, but if at all you are giving some text-based output, then your test cases will fail, you know. So I will always suggest that right from day one, make it a habit that we are only giving numerical output. Only numeral output should be given. Okay? Right, Rahul? Yeah, so the greater than and less than symbols, Shivam, they are known to redirect the output. That they are output redirection symbols and output and input redirection. So when we are using cout, we use this symbol. Okay, and I will also give you an example of cn. So CN is when we are taking some input from the user. I will come to a program wherein we are asking for a value from the user. Now here in this particular program, I hope now you've understood, and then it's return 0 and over. Now, when you are asking for a value from the user, what you need to do is you need to take it as a custom input. And because in this particular program you will only be having these 5 values, and you will, if at all I want you to write a program to output 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, you will have to write down a new code. Understood? So instead of writing a new code for such small things, our code should be so versatile that it can accommodate any type of variation in it. So one way of solving the same problem is take the input from the user. As of now, we are the user and we are the programmer. It is we who are writing the program and it is we who are using the program. But in actual sense, what happens is there is someone else for whom we are building the code. Yeah, right? So we say that we take the input from the user. Today, I want to add 2 plus 4. Then I want to add 7 plus 8. So I'll not write different programs to add 2 plus 4 and 7 plus 8. I'll write one program which can add two numbers, right? What do you think is beneficial? Writing down individual programs or writing down programs for writing down a general program and then giving different values? What do you think is better? Okay. From your queries, I understood. Anurag, you are right. For the for loop, you've learned there are three conditions: initialization, condition, and then increment or decrement, whatever is the need. That is absolutely correct. But this is just another way of writing a for loop. This means that we are this way of writing means that we are initializing the value of n to a default value. We will be running it till the total number of values that the number array has, and it will be auto incremented. As of now, you can consider this for loop only. I'm telling you, both the ways are correct. We can totally do away with this. No problems at all. Okay? We can totally do away with this. So this is the normal for loop. Why do I have to use a for loop? The second question was, why do I have to use a for loop? So I will have to use a for loop because if I'm printing 5 values, I cannot write cout number 1, Cout number 2. Then what is the need of programming? Programming means that you're doing a big task within a few lines of code. And suppose these are 5 numbers, you can write 5 times Cout statement. What if I would have given you 50 numbers? Will you be writing Cout 50 times? No, na. You cannot write Cout statement 50 times. And what is the need of having a computer? How are we automatizing the tasks when we're doing each and everything by ourselves? Understood, Shrijesh? So we have to be very, very cautious while writing the code. One thing, a good programming practice says keep the lines of code as minimum as possible. Second tip says keep the variable names as close to the job that they are doing. Okay. Third, write an unambiguous code. That means every statement should be clear. We should know that what we are expecting the statement to do. These are some of the tips that we always use in programming. Okay, Srijesh, so that is why we use a for loop. If we assign the array to a variable, we can simply write cout n. No, we cannot. Array has to move from one point to another point to another, and another point to another. We have 5 values, no? So we'll jump from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and so on. Okay. Nikhil, n colon numbers is another way of writing a for loop. This automatically means that we are initializing the value of n to 1, then we are writing it, then we are going it till 5 values, and then we are incrementing the value by 1 every time. This is another way of writing the same thing. Like if you remember, you must have read about ternary operators. If else ki jagah, you can write a question mark and a colon also, na? So these are different programming practices that we use. Okay, Nikhil? I'm in semester 1, we were struggling in test case errors. Would you please give us some tips to avoid the test case errors? Sure. So, Bhaktaraj, that is the only reason why I'm telling you to avoid getting these test case errors, only give numeric outputs. I'll give you ample number of practices. Just understand, just don't worry and listen to what I'm saying. Okay. See, I'll show you here what can be the reason. See. If I don't make it as a comment, suppose. So I am writing the numbers are, and then that particular set of numbers are being printed. Suppose someone says, array values are, and I'll compile and run. This is also right? Can you tell me whether this is wrong? This is correct or not? What is your view on it, learners? I'm waiting for your response. Is this output correct? Array values are, and then I'm writing down the values of the array. Is it correct or not? It's correct, na? Yes. Right. So this is correct. So even the previous statement was correct. Even this statement is correct. And even this statement is correct. I write array is equals to. This is also correct. So the text value can be anything. I can also write it as answer is equals to. Understood? So the test cases fail because of this reason. But whatsoever I write, the output of the array values should always be 7, 5, 6, 12, 35 because I have inputted these values. So these will be the only values that I will get as an output. That's why I always suggest that don't give this text in output at all. Don't include it in your output. Just given text values and receive text values. Your test cases will never fail. Trust me. Yes, Anjali, you are right. The output is correct, but test cases will fail because every user has its own view. I'll write answer is equals to, you will write answer. Someone will just write the value. Someone will say the output is, you know, everyone has their own set of statements. So better not to give any statement. Just take numerical values, give numerical values. Nothing can go wrong in it. Nothing can go wrong. Yes, from the point of view of having no errors, this code is correct. But if you eliminate the string outputs altogether, everything is correct. I'll give you more examples. And also, please remember, this is your demo exercise just for you to practice. In this, I've also given you the code so that you can practice as much as you want, right? Ma'am, is it fine if we use vector instead of array to solve array related problems? It's okay, but please remember we are using C++ here and C++ supports arrays more. Understood? Logically, your question is correct, Soumyadeep. Logically, you're absolutely correct. But technically, we are using C++. Remember this. And we are only, because the nomenclature of the paper is data structures using C++. So we will be using only those data structures which are allowed in C++. Okay? Just, ma'am, will failed test cases impact the marks in IA and theory, even though the output is correct? Yes, they do impact. So that's the reason why from the first session onwards, I am telling you the ways through which you can eliminate this problem of failed test cases. You will never have this problem. Don't worry at all. When a test case fails, the output will show what is the expected answer is. That is enough to know how to change your program. It is also good practice to observe errors and understand from them. Yeah, of course, Sri Chandan. Absolutely, you're right. I think all the queries have been solved as of now. Okay, now let's proceed to the second example. So this is one way. Yeah. In the same program only, we'll just, okay, this is the second program. Write a C++ program to accept value from the user and print it. This is a simplest example that I've given you. This program is doing nothing. It will take one value and it will print one value. Useless, nothing to do. But I've deliberately given this program so that you may know how to give console inputs in the virtual to a lab. Okay. And also how to evade the test case failing thing. So what will we do here is we have started with the main function, declared a variable. Cin is the statement through which we take input from the user. Like in C programming, we had scanf. In C++, we have cin. So cin, then the input out drawing operator, and then I. The I is the variable. And then to print anything on the screen, we'll write cout and then I. Okay, cout, the output stream operator, and I. Okay. Now, whenever we are executing this program, because the program clearly says we have to take the value from the user and we are using a cin statement, we will have to give a custom input. So we'll give a console input here. Suppose the value that I enter is 18. I'll enter 18 and in console input, I'll save this. After that, I will compile my program and see output is 18. Okay. So this is how you can give the inputs in your program. I hope this is clear. This was a very simple basic program. Nothing much to do. Is it clear to you all? Any queries from any one of you, dear learners? Huh? Any queries? No queries? Good. Okay, so Shivam has understood, Rahul has understood, Swapnamoy Bhattacharya has understood, Bhaktaraj Gurung has understood. Wonderful. So these are just simple code snippets that I have given you. This is just for the demonstration purposes. And now we will be practicing one linked list program also. Okay. So now you know how to take the input. Here cin asks from user and stores it in I. Yes, 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 Shivam. Can you please explain the purpose of using namespace std? Okay. So whenever, Nikhil, whenever you're writing a code in C++, you need to use the using namespace std, this thing command. No, I should not use command for it. The correct name is not command. What should I say? We use this basically so that we consolidate all the library files and the working in one place. Okay. We kind of write the whole code and we kind of consolidate in one place. Okay, so that's the reason why we use the concept of using namespace std. So the same name can't be given to multiple variables, functions, and classes, and we kind of group everything, encapsulate everything together. I don't want to use the word encapsulation because you've not read it right now, but think it this way that there might be some variable names which are already there in the library files. We all have library files in the programming environment, right? So the same name cannot be given to multiple variables, functions. Then we will also be learning the concept of classes and all that within the same scope. So to overcome this problem, we use namespace. That is, only in this place we are using so and so thing. That's the reason why we use this using namespace STD. Okay. I hope you've understood this. Nikhil, have you understood the thing? We're kind of grouping everything together, and we can use, we don't intermingle the names of the variables and the classes and all that. That's why we use using namespace. Okay. Chalo. Then coming back to our code, this is how we input and output the values. Then let's see what the next program has for us. So yeah, this is a simple program to swap two values. So here it is int A12. P13. Okay, now the code is there in front of you. You will have to tell me what mistake am I doing here. It is just a mistake. It is not an error. What mistake am I doing here? Please let me know. Cn and C is like scanf in, yes, Gajar Tulsi, you're right. When you write scanf in C, similarly you write C in C++. You write printf there and you write C out here. Okay. Before swapping. Yes. Rahul is the first one to answer. Before swapping, A is equals to so and B is equals to so and so. Correct. This should be removed. I should not write this. And I should also not be writing this because this is also a okay. Here also I have written this after. Okay. Here also. Okay. Here. Okay, here also I have written this. After swapping A is, I should delete this and I should delete this. Wonderful. Now my task is complete. Now my learners have understood the thing. Yes. No. Closing brackets and everything is there. But obviously now the output will be a little complicated. You will not be able to understand. But still, see, it is 12, 13 and 13, 12. Okay, we have not even given spaces. Let's give that. But anyways, just to give space in between, what you can do is you can again put this operator, inverted commas, one space, and close the bracket. Inverted operator to give, but anyways, 12, 13. But obviously now the output will be a little complicated. You will not be able to understand. But still, see, it is 12, 13 and 13, 12. Okay, we have not even given spaces. Let's give that. But anyways, just to give space in between, what you can do is you can again put this operator, inverted commas, one space, and close the bracket, inverted commas. Now, when you compile and run, see here you will get a space in between 13 and 12. Similarly, you can give the space here. So now when I compile and run, so there is a space between them. Another pro tip. With this program, I want to bring one more thing to your notice. Never give output in two lines. For all the test cases to pass, only give the final output. Okay? What is the point in showing the values which were there before swapping? No point. You will not gain any marks for that. All of us know that A was 12 and B was 13. What is the point in printing it? Right? So, to avoid test case failures, I would suggest don't give this statement. Only give the final statement that this is a program to swap two values. Okay, so now the swapped values, we know what is the swapped values. We are only outputting 13 and 12. Understood? Don't give output in two lines. But my point? You are anyways not getting any marks for printing the actual values. We want you to swap the program. We want you to swap the values. So the output that we are expecting is of swapped values. So only give the final output. Okay. Handle is used to insert a new line. Yes, Srichandan. It was because of this scroll. Absolutely, you are right. Okay, understood? What is endl in Cout, Shivam? Endl means that is /n. Though it is the same as you give /n in C programming, you write endl in C++ to insert a new line. Any other queries? Okay, understood? What is endl in Cout, Shivam? Endl means that is /n. Though it is the same as you give /n in C programming, you write endl in C++ to insert a new line. Any other queries? Any other questions that you have to ask, dear learners? No? Okay. So shall I proceed to the linked list program? Just type in yes if you're okay with it. Nikhil, you are right. NL is like /NNC. Absolutely correct. So why this output stream again and again? So because we are printing two values, na Shivam? We are printing the value of A, and after that we will have to print the value of B also. So we will have two output redirections, no? Printing the value of A and printing the value of B. Two output redirections. That is why we are using it. Understood, Shivam? Wonderful, wonderful. So many yes. Okay, good. For general knowledge of C++, what to do? Like can I add two strings with plus operator, or is it some function like concat or something? Both ways. Sri Chandan, although we are not discussing the concepts of C++ in this subject, but anyways, I would like to know that through operator overloading, you can overload an operator and use the plus symbol to concatenate two strings. And there you also have the concat function for, adding the two strings. But if you want to use the plus operator, you can use, but for that you will have to write the code to overload the operator. There's a concept of operator overloading, which you will be learning, and I'm sure you already know it. Looking at your question, I assume that you know the concept of operator overloading. But anyways, yes, you can do that through operator overloading. Any more queries, or shall we switch to IAs also? So I would suggest your test cases and everything, that error is also resolved very soon.